I mean, when they say we started our hood to protect our community, I think that's more was the blood, what the blood set out to do, because they didn't want to turn crip, or they held their ground in, you know what I mean? Whether it was like where I come from, the Chain Gang, Devil Lane Boys, Anthony Park Boys, when the Bounty Hunters was the Green Jackets at one point.
I didn't hear about the Crips until like 1970, and I was in the 7th grade. So the word was passed down from Jordan to Markham that ain't no Crips coming to Jordan. So therefore, the homies from the Green Jackets had it sold up, and they didn't allow nobody that had held earrings in their ears with a cross in it, hanging down to their chest, and an ace deuce to walk down 103rd going towards Jordan High. That did not happen. Not in 71 at all, and not in 70 at all.
The Brims, you know what I mean? They was holding their ground, you know what I mean?
In Athens Park, we always heard the stories of how the Crips, led by Tookie and Jamel Barnes, came to Athens Park to recruit more Crips. As I'm told, Taboo, Eugene Battle, declined, and they say that Eugene Battle knocked out Jamel Barnes right in the middle of Athens Park. So when you talk about Big Mouse, Cowboy, and Taboo, you know, these are, you know, our forefathers. These are the guys who planted the seeds, you know, to make Athens Park exist today.
All right, did Pyru become tight with bounty hunters before or after the Robert Ballou murder?
I would say after.
What year did the Brims come out?
Brims, we got our name, I would say about maybe 72. That's when we changed our name to Brims.
So Blackstones became Brims when y'all met up?
Yes. In fact, when we met up, they thought we were Crips. They were going to shoot our ass. We caravans, about maybe 15, 20 car caravan up in the jungles, and we had AC Deuces on, because Crystal ran AC Deuces at the time. And we used to take the AC Deuces and wear them as our war trophies. And they'd sit there and monitor us from the time we came in the jungles all the way till we got up on August. When we got up on August, they came from behind the buildings. They had their rifles and everything, their guns and everything. They came out and had us jumped out and said, man, we Brims. So after that, I gave the order, said, man, from this point forward, we don't wear AC Deuces because they thought we were Crips. So after that, we sit there and party, and Blackstones came in with us. Bad Habit. I forget T. Rogers' older brother's name, because T. Rogers' older brother, me and him, we used to run together. T. Rogers, that's my little homie. T. Rogers wasn't kicking dust up, no dirt up at that time. Terry Doe wasn't kicking no dirt at that time. Terry Doe couldn't even come out and play. His father let him, he had the cleanest Monte Carlo in the world. But his father only let him come out only on the weekend. One day on the weekend, that was it.
Lil Country from Brim gets killed in December, in 1972. That's when the Brims decided to go to war with the Crips.
Okay.
They weren't Bloods in 72.
No.
So Lil Country came from Houston?
Corpus Christi. Yeah. Now, let me interject this right quick. Now, all this is a preview of my book, because I got a book coming out on this. So I want to let you know now that what you don't see here, the rest of it you're going to see it. You see the full story in the book. The night Lil Country got killed, I was at the Jack in the Box. I was at the drive-thru on Vermont, and was it 60th and Vermont? It's not Jack in the Box, it's a little, I think it's a fish market now. I was in the drive-thru, and I was me and Lisa from Van Ness. Me and her was together. I said, man, Big Country asked me I was going to the party. I said, no, man, I'm not going to the party tonight. Hey, I'm getting ready to stop gangbanging. I mean, I'm tired. I'm not in that no more. So me and Lisa and Curtis Ray and Winston went over to my father's house over on Colden. I was standing on Colden, and we kicking it. I get a call later on at night saying Lil Country got shot.
Right now, this is a blood thing.
Who was Junior Thomas?
Junior Thomas lived on 112th, where the bounty hunters started at. And it's a wall, maybe about 10, 15 yards from where he lived, where he gave a famous speech to all the bounty hunters when we first started. When we had our first meeting, Junior was discussing for us not to practice the ways the Crips was handling their business dealing with people in the community, such as taking cokes and taking hash. You know, he didn't want us to go out like that. He wanted us to be defenders and not offenders.
And this how Los Angeles started to fall apart amongst the black community amongst what they call South Central, Compton, and Watts, and ended up being Athens Park, the Denver Lanes, the Nixon Garden Bounty Hunters, West Side Pyrus of Compton.
Who was Pyru Street's first beef once the Pyru came into play?
That's what it's all about, see? And that's why I got so full-fledged up in Peru, because I didn't really know that Samuel Simmons had started Call Report with Zane and them, with Zane and Roy Tucker and Felton. I didn't know that. And then, when it happened, I got a call one day. The Crips said went up to, this is what they tell me, up Centennial, and jumped on everybody from Peru Street. My brother Ralph got busted in the nose. Actually, my first cousin. We grew up with brothers. Ralph Carter. Busted him in the nose with a hammer. So I go up there the next day. And it was Centennial, and this school I was going to lock at the time. I did school and go to Centennial. And LB joined me. And I'm telling him, show me where these Crips niggas at, right? He said, that's one right there. That nigga's name was, that brother's name was Marshall Bennett. He ended up being catnip for Compton Crip, CC, later. But he was on the Carver Parks then. I said, man, come here, let me for a minute. He ran, because he knew, he recognized Lowe for being with the beef they had the day prior. And he started running, I started chasing after him. But then when I caught up to him, he stood in front of the bathroom where a gang of Crips was congregating there, right? And when we got there, that's where the Crips at. He said, he was there. I said, the niggas ain't no damn Crips. I said, yeah, I'm a Crip. Well, none of these niggas don't know me. I don't know what these niggas, man. But that's like, unbeknownst to me, those were Crips. They were Carver Park Crips. It was Samuel Simmons and Zane, and all of them got together and started them. Well, Samuel Simmons, like I said, got kicked out of Fremont. He used that address over there, and they all linked up with the staff. I didn't know. Nonetheless, as I got closer to approaching them, my boy named Rico from Carver Park said, hey man, look man, you gonna back up my partner. So what the fuck is you? He said, Rico, Carver Park Crips. So nigga, fuck you, right? And so he said, stay down there, we got out. That's how I got hit in the back of the head. It was the bam, smoke hits came. I'm turning around, he did the bam, got hit again. They arrested me. I didn't got rushed. I'm on the ground, balled up, they kicking me, stomping. That's how I wake up with heel marks all over my face and shit. You know what I'm saying? Somebody stole my H2's hat. You know what I'm saying? LB's got still there fighting people over there, right? So, managed to survive that attack. And I was, man, so fuck that, man. We walked to Palu Street, right? We got all the elder brothers, everybody, right? And came back and we mopped everybody who remained up there. And I did school for like the next day to go back up there. We went up to see Raymond Washington. So I break away from them, right? And walk over to Ray Washington there, right? He said, God, hey, Ray Washington. He shook my hand, right? And he said, yeah, we finna fuck up some punks, man. I said, I'm down. I said, up there, right? Cool, man, 'cause I need you anyway. I'm trying to tell them, right? They just stop me, stop me there, right? And then somebody went in Raymond's ear, and he said, yeah, man, that's one of them niggas right there. And told Raymond that, right? Raymond said, what? What is this nigga talking about, man? Oh, he said, he said, you with them niggas. I said, oh, man, that's somebody bust my cousin's nose, nigga, with a hammer. He said, what? I said, it's my family, nigga. Oh, man, we ain't get down like that, you know what I'm saying? And so, we kind of like negotiated that, had a little negotiation, right? And that's what stopped.
So you and Raymond brokered a peace.
It was all, I'm not gonna go against him.
Wow.
He ain't even go against, what's he gonna do? Right?
So yeah.
That's why I left Richard Miles. I mean, that's why I left him over there. So I wouldn't have to feel guilty.
So obviously Raymond had a lot of respect for you.
We love, I mean, I said, I tell you, man, I was not gonna go against Raymond, I was gonna go against Richard. I'm not going, I'm enjoying going to get my blood family. You know what I'm saying? I want some closure on that one. So, Tommy Wayne bust my, my father Tommy Wayne did. but I love Tommy Wayne, all right now, he's straight. He busted more than the nose with the hammer. And we had truce. So we agreed that there wasn't gonna be no funk and all that kind of shit, and we all started partying and everything together. You know, we started running around and, you know what I'm saying, partying and shit. And shit, it went on for so long. But see, what made pressure on us is that, like I told you, I'm the only one from Pyro that was a Crip. Man, full-fledged, you know, original Crip, and that was the only one, it's me. And what happened was this. We go to parties. Well, what so fucked up was that Crips outnumbered so goddamn much as far as Pyrus that we was all happy to be together, but they holler, Crip here! We holler, Pyro here! But the chest of Crip here was so much louder than Pyro here. And see, it was like, hey man, why do they keep still saying Pyro? Right? And then, hell, everybody else put their name, Motor Park. Could be saying Motor Park here. Car Park, we saying Car Park here. Front, boys, we saying front here, right? You're not doing that. Everybody saying Crip here for Pyro. That's what the beef was all about. You feel me? It's like, everybody else gave in to the pressure because that was what it was all about. Crip or what, nigga? That's how Tookie them got bought into the game. Crip or what, bro? What's gonna be Crip or what? So I'm saying, everyone Tookie them went. What's gonna be Crip or what? So it just spread out like that. But we just had a truce, and it never was brought up on Powder Street. Like, what's gonna be Crip or what? You know what I'm saying? It been like nobody put that pressure because, like I said, we had older people, man, and to respect. You know what I'm saying? Over there on Powder. But sooner or later it went down, man. Motherfuckers start saying shit like they start recognizing. You know, Powder here. You better hear it. You better hear it. Cause it's not like it's about 13 or 14. Powder run with 200 Crips. You know what I'm saying? Can you imagine how that sounds? Yeah. And shit. So, motherfuckers say, you niggas look, we letting you niggas run with us, man. Why the fuck why would you say how Crip, nigga? You know what I'm saying? And it started pissing something, you know, a lot of people off. But the love that a lot of us have for, you know, once you run with somebody, you attach yourself to somebody up in there, you know, and y'all start mingling. Y'all start doing shit together. Jackets, whatever y'all gonna do, you saying? So y'all embody a little tightness, right? They get tighter, get closer and shit. So a lot of people got tight, man, with Pyrus. And until this day, they still tight. But the Crips got tired of that shit. And I know they did. And vice versa. Pyro got tired of motherfuckers sweating. So, you know, inevitable happened. One time too many. And we never got back.
Then, even now, you know, brothers want some power, whether it's positive or negative. So if you can identify as I'm a Crip and you gotta watch out for me, then I got your attention. Whether you're crossing the street trying to get away from me, I count. You know, I matter. It boomeranged on the community and it came right back. You know, and kind of slapped the community in the face because the Crips started measuring who was about the movement and who wasn't about the movement. Who was a Crip and who was a sucker. Who was a brother and who was a house nigga. And they were like judge and jury of who was gonna exist and who wasn't gonna exist.
They beat the guy to death over his jacket.
He tried to run, they caught him, and it was a fence like this. When he tried to climb that fence just straight laid down, and they killed him. Stomped him out right there on that field. And said, nah, we don't believe in that black on black crime like that. Not killing your own people.
Speaking for myself, man, I really wasn't about that. When you're hearing about them jumping on niggas like Urkel, beating him to death over a leather coat, you know, me personally wasn't feeling that. And a lot of brothers felt the same way, you know what I mean? It wasn't a lot of us, but, you know.
In 1972, LAPD's gang hotspots. And I saw my neighborhood on there, and I got like proud. When I started reading into it and started talking about how the different fractions, how Los Angeles got divided up and how You know what I'm saying? There was only 6 original blood sets, and the rest was Crips.
Like everybody was representing their gang at that one time. It was like independent gangs. Nobody was really affiliated and considered themselves Bloods at that time.
But I remember a guy got killed in front of my mother's house for his leather coat, right in front of my mother's house. For his leather coat. This is when they started taking leather coats from people. And this is how it actually started. Taking leather coats. And it wasn't no joke. You know, either you was a man or you wasn't. If you was a punk or whatever they considered at the time. But it all hit everybody by surprise. They didn't know what was going on. So the gang started elevating. It was just one name, Crip. It was nothing else, Crip.
Tell me what was going on in 1973.
73? Well, basically me, in 73, I was, unfortunately, I had to be taken off the street for some work I had got accused of doing. You know what I'm saying? I ended up doing a little time. You know what I mean? I went off to watch it, yes. But it was really rough in 73 because it was a lot. That's when the real shooting and all that kind of stuff started taking place amongst the brothers.
So you was on the street when all the shooting started?
Of course.
And then you end up in YA for a case. Somebody said there was 33 gang-related murders in Compton in 1973.
When I was at Tracy, I had 2 6 months to life. Back then, they would give you a life top to make sure you wouldn't make bail and all of that. So Raymond came there in about, I think he got there in about 73. And he was a likable guy. Everybody took a liking to him. He was joyful, he was playful. So, but he brought the thing into the system as the Crips. We had heard about him on the streets, but Raymond was the first one up there. As far as I remember, they had BGF, which was really controlling the prison. They had the Mexican Mafia. They had the Nazis. They had the ABs, the Errand Board. So when Raymond came in and with the new regime that was coming up was Crips. At first, the Muslims didn't like it. Because we was on the yard one day and they approached him. We was all playing baseball. They approached Raymond and told him Raymond wasn't finna have that shit up in here. But Raymond was persistent. And since he was a likable guy, everybody really wanted to be around him. So it was a lot of dudes joining the Crips in the prison back then. Either it was out of for protection or anything else what anybody may join a gang in prison for.
Well, I came home in 75. So when you come home, while you're in the pen during 70 and 75, are you hearing about your neighborhood evolving and changing? Are you getting letters and visits telling you
yes,
there's something going on?
My mother came and told me